Testing 1, 2. That seems to be working. Good stuff. Hey, Binch. What the fuck is up? Alright. Just about to get started. Welcome to the stream. It's time. The power of being welcome flows through you. You were filled with determination. Oh wait, wrong game. I should probably do a Deltarune stream. After this, of course. Well, good. Very taste. Your face is very taste. No. Alright, I'm gonna get started at 4 o'clock on the dot. I'll do the first trailer this time. Just to really bring it full circle. What are they wearing? I swear. The Mizzlebib arc. It's time. It could be a long pant. But that would imply that Z's about to be a martyr. I am sorry. Perfect timing. The clock just turned 4, and there's the 4 of diamonds. What are we waiting for? It's time to get this fucking show on the road. One month later. Z69 Clown Boner 420. 2,289 posts. 338 million followers. 0 following. Z. Supreme Honk Effects of the Jubilites. Gender, clown. Location, New Whimsify. The brand hasn't been doing too badly these days. In fact, it would be hard to imagine how it could be doing any better, considering your account now has more followers than any other account in the world, short of Instagram itself. But even then, with @Instagram sitting at 358 million, you aren't too far behind passing that milestone either. And you don't see much standing in your way of that feat, seeing as you recently made short work of other names you once thought untouchable. It was 35 days ago you dealt with Joculin and ordered the Great Summer Purge of 2020 later that night. While your covert ops people all over the world were quietly mowing down the haters and the antis, your brand was busy zipping past the top accounts. In the final week of July, it was Kim Kardashian, then Selena Gomez, and Kylie Jenner. 3 queens who you're quite sure would never bother to bat an eye at a pest like you. How quickly they've been reduced to relative obscurity and poverty compared to you. You doubt you'd even answer a text message from any one of them at this point. Days later, you'd topple actor and professional wrestler Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, followed shortly by a musician and actress named Ariana Grande. Impressive milestones to pass for sure, but by then you weren't even paying attention to them. your eyes were squarely locked on the number one spot, held by legendary footballer Cristiano Ronaldo. You had never heard of him, since you know nothing of soccer, but he's a good-looking guy, and you made sure to blow him a kiss as you passed him. None of this is personal, unless they make it personal, in which case, you have ways of dealing with that. And then, you mostly checked out of observing the rise, letting almost another 100 million followers pile on top of that. The feeding frenzy fueling your brand is practically on autopilot now, and is undeniably political. Everyone in the world wants to keep an eye on the clown girl who somehow has her boot on the face of a hapless, disease-stricken, failed state, known as America. But you're still somewhat taken aback by the continued success of your account, considering you don't post nearly as much content as you used to. It was once the most critical priority, pushing that content out every day. It was the sole driver of the numbers, whereas now the movement is, along with the geopolitical complexity resulting from your every move. Just as well. Producing a broad range of engaging social media content is a chore you really don't need, since you've got a rogue state to run. Rather than carefully planning shoots and crafting the perfect aesthetic as you once did, you've mostly been getting by posing near all your sick and very expensive contraband. Fortunately, your subscribers seem more than appeased by these offerings. Speaking of geopolitical complexity, while a cold civil war has been simmering under the surface of daily American life since your treaty brought open hostilities to a relative standstill, there has been no such peace in many nations around the world. The Jubilite craze transcends culture and language barriers, and some countries have gone crazier with it than others. The media is almost abuzz with the events of last week, which saw the fall of the Russian government. Jubilites ransacked the Kremlin, and now have full control over the military. This was surprising to you. A Russian coup somehow wasn't on your radar at all. But you guess it wasn't too out of character for the nation. It was about 100 years ago these people did roughly the same thing after all. Maybe the instinct for leftist revolution passed on by their ancestors was activated by your radical clown messaging. Maybe it was in their blood all along, and that's why their shitty regime was the first to fall. But many other countries don't seem far behind, and appear to be on the brink of collapse too, as the rowdy Jubilite factions continue to swell. If America is to share the same fate, it won't happen like it just did in Russia. America's brand of imperialism and capitalism was built to take a beating, designed to bring the whole world down with it if it's ever truly threatened. Welcome to the stream, Misty. Hello. So however you play this, you'll need to tread very carefully. You'll need to prepare a good strategy, especially since if anything goes wrong, the backlash will be felt first and most fiercely by your tiny summer colony. In short, you'll need to prepare for war. So preparing for war is exactly what you've been doing this month. You have fully militarized the former island of Nantucket, with your advanced pranksis method still in full effect even without Joculin's oversight. The state of New Wemsify has amassed nearly $1 trillion in hard assets, and several trillion and more in soft assets. And also, one Mizzlebip. A very happy Mizzlebip at that. Hi. The tabulation of these resources has never been an exact science, but then economists probably run into similar difficulties assessing the true extent of an entire nation's economic value. And that roughly describes the nature of your global movement now. It's a nation rivaling the gross national income Yes, GNI, whatever, of many industrialized nations, with its population and assets spread out across every country in the world. I'll show you some soft assets. In Roblox. Oof. Parody, non-actionable. And that's pretty cool, you think. But that doesn't mean you're getting complacent. You have no intention of letting these assets go to waste. Counted among your hard assets are many tangible acquisitions, including caches of weapons, vehicles, fuel, all the supplies of war, and many other staples of societal self-sufficiency, stashed in every nation you could name. Bonking with a big clown hammer taken out of hammer space, I presume? All conceivable contraband, you mean contraband, necessary for a burgeoning global paramilitary organization, and then some. Much of this equipment has ended up on your island. You've established relationships with military contracting companies, which once viewed you with great suspicion due to your adversarial nature with their richest client, the US government. But recently, they've become exponentially easier to do business with. You're discovering their allegiance turns out to be quite fungible when the executives start smelling money. Or, even more intoxicatingly, a sea change in the entire world order. It's nothing you'll ever see covered in the media, but the moment Russia was seized by the Jubilites, virtually the entire global economic order went into motion behind the scenes, beginning to rearrange itself to hedge all the bets. No one really knows who will come out on top of all this. And strangely, most of these people barely even care. They just don't want to be left holding the bag if they didn't bet on the winner. They all remind you of Abby's dad, who found new religion through Biden once his money started feeling sad. Plutocrats, oligarchs, financiers, and war profiteers are always unknowingly eager to find new rings to kiss. And the newer and shinier the ring is, the faster they run to kiss it. You've just discovered another echelon of simps. It simps all the way up society's ladder, and the higher they climb, the harder they simp. So the transactions begin to flow. A few fighter jets here, some anti-aircraft missiles there. Much of this war junk, to your surprise, actually came gratis. Friendly, appetizing lost leaders to grease the wheels, meant to establish a good business rapport with a young and stylish up-and-coming warlord. The only warlord in human history with an absolutely fire instinct. Few outcomes leave you gobsmacked these days, but you have to admit, watching military companies tripping over themselves to give you billions of dollars worth of free shit is pretty high up on the list. On the home front, your inner circle has become considerably more insular and well-vetted. A new right hand has emerged, the yaoi paddle grasping it firmly. A loyal and quiet clown named Mizzlebit. Yes, indeed, you saw the yaoi paddle. It will be important later. She's been in Ring 3 from the very beginning, and her diligent, no-nonsense service has earned your trust. It will be plot important, the yaoi paddle. Just wait for it. She's not a bad helicopter pilot either, considering she just started figuring it out this week after the new shipment of Apaches arrived. But even as paranoia makes your inner circle shrink, your revenge list grows. Since the night your purge was issued, your assassins have been working steadily, and the body count has grown steeper. Abby, of course, wants nothing to do with this. Indeed, Chekhov's Yowie paddle. Though she's retired from any formal position in the organization, she still hangs around the house, since she has nothing else to do and nowhere else to go. She just keeps herself distracted with her personal projects, which have been going about as well as anything else with the Jubilite craze lately. She's been working directly with the guy you'll never stop referring to as Rap Monster, even though that's not his name anymore. The clown makeup. He and his bandmates have effectively taken control of South Korea and are currently in negotiations with the previous government over how to handle the full transition of power. Unlike the raucous, wantonly clownish spectacle that took place in Russia recently, their revolution has been elegant and friendly, just like the boys themselves. The Korean government almost seems flattered that the boys offered to take over. Most of the country seems to be completely ecstatic about it. Inside, you find Abby in her usual spot, carved out of the hovel that has become her summer home's once posh living room. You observe that it looks much more similar to your old apartment's depression nest than it does to her parents' original interior decorating scheme. Empty bottles are everywhere. You'd be surprised if there was anything left in her previously decadent wine cellar. You shudder to think where some of these vintages came from. The Nantucket Stop and Shop? Yikes. She also seems to have taken to vaping weed and listening to loud music almost constantly. Whatever gets her through the days, you guess. Abby? Huh? Can you turn that down? I need to think about strategy. Yeah, sure. Is that the name of this song? That would be so great if that was the name of that song. Seems kinda early for you to be this wasted. Sorry, I just hardly have anything to do anymore. I can't be on social media, there's nothing to do in town except, hang out with crazy people who treat me weird because of my celebrity. Also, the whole island is a cesspit of coronavirus, and I don't want to be contributing to that scene. Yeah, that sure became a fucking problem, didn't it? But it's also a problem everywhere in this shitty country, so I don't know. Kind of an easy target to blame the anarchists of Clown Island for losing control of a disease that the most powerful nation on Earth lost control of months ago. Oh, believe me, I'm aware. That's why if I ever really wanted to leave this place, I'm not sure where I'd even go. America is hell. I'm pretty sure I'm on I'm pretty sure I'm on the most wanted terror list by now. What about Korea? Your boy Rap Monster could always grant you asylum. Doesn't he basically run that whole fucking country by now? I think so? The political situation there is confusing. I think he's working out some sort of deal with the existing government. A treaty of some sort, kinda like what you did? Oh yeah, it sounds like he's well on his way to just being the de facto president. That's how these things go. With the support he has, I'm sure the old government will be vestigial in no time. Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't talked to him a while. He's too busy and I don't want to bug him. It's one thing for me to encourage a coup initially, but now that it has a life of its own, I don't actually know anything about politics. I can't help these guys anymore. At the end of the day, I'm just an overzealous fangirl who got carried away. So that's a no on South Korea asylum? Damn. I guess I should cross it off my list too if the shit gets too hot. I don't know if it's a no. I don't know anything. Still feels completely insane to me that I was talking to them at all. I would feel presumptuous asking them to protect me from the full wrath of the American government. Guess there's always Fiji. Huh? That was my original getaway location, remember? Before I even came here. Oh, yeah. Sounds fucking nice, actually. Yeah. Not even serious about leaving. I'd be scared too, I think. We're completely surrounded. What if the plane just got shot down? I guess that's possible. It's not like I want you to go either. With all due respect to Secretary Mizzlebip here, who has been solid as fuck. Aww. You're still all I've got. I'd absolutely fucking lose it if you weren't here. And that probably wouldn't be good for anybody. No, it sure wouldn't. Just forget I said anything. Go back to my trash pile and keep vaping all this weed. Yes! Yes, Mizzlebip is such a bottom and I love him so much. She is best clown. Best clown. Best clown. Oh, come on. As long as you're here and you got nothing to say, as long as you're here and you say you got nothing to do, why not hang out with us and help? I told you already, I'm useless politically. This is so far over my head now. It's all so insane and scary. There are too many dead people on the news all the time, and too much military-industrial stuff all over the island. I know how fucked up it all is, but saying you're useless is bullshit. You helped so much in the beginning. None of this could have happened without you. You are very smart and trustworthy and decent. The movement only suffers without your input. But you stopped listening to my input. I said how weird I felt about killing and stuff, and you just ended up putting hits out on your entire insane list. Well, yeah, I was in a bad place that night. A bad place? How many people are dead now? Who even were those people? A broad consortium of abject filth who had it coming. But the point is, I probably wouldn't have done it if you just stuck around and kept me in line with, like, your good sense and morals or whatever. See, you can't put this on me. Please don't make me feel responsible for the good or bad things you do. It's why I pulled back. Because it hurts too much to feel complicit in every fucked up turn this takes. Do you know what emotional abuse is? If you say you're gonna hurt people unless I keep being involved and play the role of your conscience, that's what it is! Yeah, Z is... Yeah, fuck Z right now. Agreed, Z is literally being abusive. And murderous. And abusive while murderous about the topic of the murder. At least Mizzlebip is there. Mizzlebip really balances out the vibe. Best clown. Oh. Damn. Yeah, you're right, I'm... sorry. I shouldn't have even said that, it was fucked up. Okay, look. I haven't ordered a single hit since that night. What a thing to say! Oh, so, is it even true? I keep hearing about shit. Well, okay. It's mostly true. More people got added to the list, but not like Aunties or whatever. I mean, like ghastly capitalist scumbags with real blood on their hands. Okay? Nothing like what happened that night, though. I was really off the deep end. Messed up about what my creepy stalker did to your parents, and having crazy visions and shit. The only reason you keep hearing about stuff happening is because the guys keep working through the list. You know how they are. Like a damn dog with a bone. Jesus. What? This conversation is ludicrous. This is why I backed off. Do you even know what you're saying anymore? Acting like a mass execution list you signed off on a month ago is just something out of your hands now, and your clowny death brigade will do whatever it's gonna do. The things I have to read about in the news. The Bezos hit. That was you, right? I mean, he was on the list, yeah. Confirmed Jeff Bezos is dead in the Psycholonials universe. Why was he even on the list? Is this what we're really gonna do now, Abby? Shed some sad liberal tears for Jeff fucking Bezos? No! I don't give a shit about Jeff Bezos! He sucked! Exactly. So, what's the problem? Do you realize that when he died, Amazon's stock price didn't even go down? It went up, actually! So he was just some stooge, a little weasel man who barely even mattered, a guy who had too much money who thought he was important. Yeah. I'm not hearing an argument for why he should still be alive. Not even making an argument. Not sure what I'm trying to say. Maybe the point is, it sounds like there are times when you don't either? I don't know. I think the statement was pretty simple. The dude was evil, and he had too much money because he exploited all his workers, so now he's dead, which is good. Okay, and then what? Are those workers still being exploited? Oh, almost certainly. So, what next? How do you stop that? I'm working on it. This is all a very complicated process, involving a campaign being waged on multiple fronts at once. You'd know this if you actually stayed in the loop instead of lying around stoned all day. And it's hard enough coordinating all this shit without your help, let alone when I have to contend with your liberal finger-wagging. I'm not being liberal? This isn't some lib shit, like, think about poor Jeff Bezos nonsense. What the fuck do I even have to do to prove to you that I'm not Hillary fucking Clinton? I helped you steal my parents' money to fund your socialist clown movement, and then one of your backstabbing aunties blew up their house. I hid you from the cops for weeks while you launched your brand. Then I went along with it while you planned the execution of the entire police force. Then I supported you when you faked a terrorist incident to steal literally thousands of homes from the residents of this island. How How much more do I have to do to show I don't have any sympathies for the evil forces we've been fighting this whole time? Can you understand that if I'm wondering where you're actually going with these insane purges of haters and rich people, it's not about some ideological reservation? It has more to do with the fact that I'm actually scared of this whole situation you put us in. Yeah, I get that. I was never even married to the idea of knocking off everybody on my shit list. I could just put in the order to halt the operation. Is that what you want? No! Because you're asking me again! Which means you're implicating me in the decision-making process. You're outsourcing your conscience. Which means I have a responsibility to stop you from doing bad shit. I already told you I can't take the stress of that. I see. Maybe we should dial it down. We're yelling in front of Mizzlebip. She's very sensitive. I don't give a fuck about Mizzlebip! Wow. I'm sorry, Mizzlebip. You know what I mean. This has nothing to do with you. Okay, Mizzlebip's feelings notwithstanding. I think I see where you're coming from. You don't want to be like the angel on my shoulder or whatever. I already knew that. I was cool with you checking out. But it really sounds like you're worried about what's going to happen to us because you don't think I have a coherent plan. Like I'm just offing guys for the hell of it, and triggering the collapse of foreign governments, which kicks ass and all. But ultimately, I don't know where this is going. Is that it? Yeah, pretty much. Okay then, help me with some plans. Get informed in these meetings, so you can see I have a plan. That's what we were just about to do. See? Mizzlebip brought all these fucking maps. I could just walk you through the next play to help set your mind at ease. Okay. I'll listen to whatever it is you're planning next. So, we got Martha's Vineyard over here, right? The recent developments lead me to believe the time is ripe for an invasion. Well, not invasion so much as annexation. Mobilizing our ships past the naval blockade and sending aircraft over there to formally invade MV would be real dicey. Our cold conflict could turn into a hot one way too fast. But for a couple months now, our guys have been laying the groundwork on that island in pretty much the same way they did here, but on bigger scale. You know how it is there. It's just like thousands of empty summer homes that can be easily occupied. The infiltration has already been underway. I just have to send the signal, and our guys take over the whole territory more officially. Like, raise our flag, crush the police, and chase them all out. Then we put out some sick content online to formalize the annexation. Show how successful it was and how easily the whole place fell. It's just as much about good propaganda as it is about expanding our own territory so we can show the government we can't be contained and pushed around that easily. We'll have a lot more leverage for the next phases of the operation. So... what do you think of the plan? Are you satisfied that I have an actual strategy yet? That I'm not just bullshitting my way through this? What? Oh, oh my god. What's so funny? This is your plan? To invade Martha's fucking vineyard? Not invade, annex. I don't believe this. Bitch, don't laugh. This is serious. It's a serious plan. It's fucking ridiculous. We can barely run one island as it is. Thousands of people here are sick. We're surrounded by the fucking Navy. They could shut off the power and supply chains any time. Really, or just outright storm the island if they finally get fed up. You want another island to deal with? Yeah. Why not? What about the fucking treaty? You signed a non-aggression pact and it was a miracle the government even allowed that in the first place. Believe me, I haven't forgot about that piece of shit treaty. And it wasn't a miracle, it was just a lie. Something the government used to buy them some time while they figured out the best way to wipe us out while defusing the ticking time bomb all the mainland Jubilites represent. They have no intention of honoring the treaty in the long run. When has America ever bothered with that? So I'm just doing what I always do. The best defense? No, the only defense is to always stay on offense. I'm preparing in advance for the moment they rip the treaty up. It will encourage Jubilites everywhere to stake more claim over the rest of the country if we can secure more territory for the homeland. Homeland? See, you moved here 3 years ago! You know what I mean. It wasn't even the homeland of the people we just kicked out. Nantucket is a native word. If we start talking about things that way, aren't we just doing, the things we said were bad? I don't know. I think I'm losing the plot here. It's perfectly simple. Yes, American imperialism is evil, so we are taking a stand against it. And the only way to do that is capture and repurpose territory in order to weaken America. And this must be done even if we are not the original inhabitants of the land, because we have no choice. Otherwise, we'd have to sit back and say, go ahead, keep being evil, America, because we're all too much of a bunch of pussies to claim anything for ourselves. Get it? Yeah, I do, but are you really telling me you don't see any humor or absurdity to the fact that you're in my living room with a bunch of fucking maps plotting an invasion or, excuse me, an annexation of Martha's fucking vineyard? A few months ago, you were struggling to wake up before 3 p.m. and cringe posting on TikTok. Yeah, well, I pulled my shit together, largely in thanks to you, in case you forgot. And actually, no, I don't see anything that funny about my annexation plans. It's serious shit. I'm fighting for our lives here. Why are you having a sudden attack of self-awareness and calling all this funny? It's not funny! You don't have to contribute to our planning sessions if you don't want to, but don't start treating me like a joke. I own fucking helicopters, bitch! The kinds with fucking missiles! I got like anti-aircraft jams all over this fucking island. I'm moving billions of dollars of deadly hardware around. Tanks and shit! Stop laughing! Nobody else in the world is laughing at me. They're all afraid of what I'm gonna do. And the ones who aren't are on pins and fucking needles anticipating my next move with zealous devotion. Fucking Russia fell, you silly bitch. You know who did that? Me! I did that! Do you have any idea how many nuclear weapons Russia has? Something like 7,000. I looked it up. Now I'm the one who controls those nukes. Do you actually, though? Yeah? Why wouldn't I? The sectarian Jubilate movement in Russia looks to me for leadership. I've talked to those guys. They love me over there. They're just like my American fans. It's a whole army of simps who would do anything I said. Okay. And have you actually put that to the test? I mean, not yet. I've been fucking busy here. What would I even tell them to do? That's a pretty good question. Seems like a question someone who was just bragging about assuming full control over Russia should be able to answer. I don't think you really get how this works. I'm the supreme honk effects of a global movement. I need to be able to delegate. Like, let the Russian guys figure shit out over there, because I don't really know how anything works there. But you were just saying you're the one who controls that country and all their nukes. Seriously, what would you even plan on doing with those nukes? Like, nothing. That's what you're fucking supposed to do with them. You just let them sit there menacingly. Okay, it's Metal Gear Solid up to here. We've got Peace Walker. We've got a nuke claimed from Metal Gear Zeke. We've got a leader who is a big boss who doesn't know what the fuck to do with them. It's about deterrence and shit! Didn't you play Metal Gear? Is that what that game was about? I thought it was just a super long yaoi series. Well, of course it is, but it's also about that. You heard it here, folks. Metal Gear is first and foremost about being a super long yaoi series, and then as a secondary thing, is about nuclear deterrence. I'm not trying to mess with you here, I'm just trying to follow whatever your logic is. You control Russia and its nukes. But you won't use the nukes, because obviously that's insane. So what does controlling that country even mean? How are you using that to your advantage when you defend us from American aggression? Well, first of all, now if the US wants to attack us, it's almost like attacking Russia, right? They'd have to consider global retaliation possibilities, like any basic geopolitical alliance. Sure, but if you keep escalating with the US government, have you really thought about what that alliance means? There's a reason Russia, with all its nukes, never fucked with America. Because if they tried, it would be a huge mess. Like World War III. And then nukes might start going off. And if that happens, everybody loses. So it seems like all you're really doing here is creating situations that are increasingly elaborate stalemates? Yep. I think you just fucking described the basic objective of international politics throughout all of world history. I still don't know what your point is. You also seem to be taking it as a given that the coups in Russia and wherever else are resulting in stable situations. Are you even sure about that? Now that you have a bunch of loyal clowns occupying the Kremlin or whatever, do you have any idea what sort of government they're going to establish? Yeah? A better one. Is there a president? Do they have a parliament or something? Is there a constitution? Yeah, the Jubilite Manifesto. Your manifesto doesn't even say anything about running a country. It's mostly a bunch of absurd clown lore that came from your dreams. A lot of esoteric gender theory, half of which we both pulled out of our ass one day. And a detailed manual on how to prank rich people out of their money. There's nothing at all about governments or how to actually apply our socialist ideas in the form of a coherent state that emerges from the vacuum after all these revolutions you're causing. Did you even think about any of this? Of course I didn't. Because my fucking clown manifesto wasn't supposed to make me accidentally take over the world. It's just some preposterous shit I wrote for fun. And also possibly because I'm super fucked up and have brain problems. And one thing led to another, so all I could ever do was focus on survival. I haven't even had the time to think about what the best way to manage a society would be. The forces we're fighting won't even give us time to think about it. I feel like I can't even breathe. The stuff we're up against is suffocating. So all I can do is put my full attention on trying to defeat them. Once we've achieved total victory, there will be plenty of time to sort out how to run governments and shit. But all that is happening now? Other collapsing countries literally need those answers right now, or fucking what? You're still laughing! Why are you laughing at me? I'm sorry. I can't help it. I think I had too much weed. Oh, the situation is just... I can't even handle this fucking conversation. To think the fate of the world hangs in the balance of... whatever the fuck it is we're doing here? Stop laughing at me. That's so fucking uncool. Okay, maybe I don't have a perfect post-revolution plan, but so fucking what? It doesn't take anything away from what I've accomplished here. I fucked around a bit this summer and practically brought the whole world to its knees. Do you have any idea how shitty this country was? How bad life was for people who didn't have billionaire parents? Have you even grasped yet how this pandemic exposed we were already living in a failed state? Well, who the fuck was gonna do anything about it? Obama? His rapey sidekick grandpa? Your K-pop boys? Nobody was. I am the one who had to kick the shit out of this country. I am the one who lit a fire under everyone's ass to rip our capitalist nightmare state apart, while all the other weaklings were content to wait around for a useless election to solve their problems. And now, you, of all people who helped me do all this, have the audacity to laugh at me? Like I'm some shitty child throwing a tantrum. Well, fuck this. So what if I am throwing a tantrum? Fuck these maps. Fuck Martha's Vineyard. You're fucking right. I don't need to plan a fucking annexation. When I want Martha's fucking Vineyard, I'll snap my fingers, and Martha's Vineyard will be fucking mine. Do you even know who you're dealing with? Does anybody know yet? I am Z. I am the successor to Riotous, Lord Queen of the Jubilites. I am conquering this pathetic planet 100 times faster than he managed to. And you want to know the funny thing, dear Abigail? wasn't even hard. I'm sorry for laughing at you. You're right, there's no point in asking all these questions now. Should have brought this up a lot earlier. Back when we could have made better plans for the aftermath of all this. I was just as caught up in it as you were. It was fun, Z. The most fun I've ever had. Anyone. Didn't want to ruin it with stuff like moral confrontations or whatever. I think mostly I was doing it because I did it because I just wanted you to like me. Yeah, sorry about that. That's I blew out my voice a little bit there. Do I need to go back and do those lines? Or you think it'll just be thematically coherent? Yeah, I figured. Thanks for letting me know though. You hear a distant explosion somewhere. Oh, shit. The power's out. Mizzlebit, check if the blackout is only here or the whole island. This better not be what I fucking think it is. She indicates her phone isn't getting any internet service. Fuck! What's happening? They might be making their move. If that's what's going on, then they're going for it a lot sooner than I thought they would. Who? Who do you think? The fucking government. Gotta switch our satellite internet backup system. Gotta switch to our satellite internet backup system. Need to figure out what's happening on the rest of the island. Mizzlebip, come give me a hand. Boom! Oh my god, Mizzlebip on the couch upside down. Favorite sitting position ever. What the fuck is happening? I don't know. Mizzlebip continues to be best clown. That's what's happening. A group of hostile Jubilites appear to be the aggressors here. A pack of familiar clowns you haven't seen in a while. Not since tightening up your inner circle. Your guards spring into action, defending the compound. Ah! Abby, get somewhere safe. Safe? Where? Protect. Oh my god, Mizzlebit. Too pure for this world. Head to the basement. I'll take care of this. Get the fuck off of me! Knife legs. For war. This is just Black Rose Green Sun. This is just Homestuck. Wait, no, they're using Cascade. Yowie paddle. It's time. Yes! Got beat down. Oh. No. No! Mizzlebip! Who put you up to this? She used everything but. You hear screaming. It's Abby. Sounds like it's coming from outside the house. Oh, God, you hope she's not hurt. Abby! Thank God you're okay. Oh, God. Your horse. Abby, I'm so... Please! I can't! Just stay back! You can't do this, Z! You have to stop pulling me back in! Can't you see this is ruining me? I'm losing everything. My parents, my house, my poor horse. I think I even lost you. You're still here, but you're not. I lost the person you used to be to this insanity. And now, I have to go. What? Where? No. Please, don't, Abby. I'm leaving the island. Right now, I just have to go. I'll take a jet to South Korea. I don't even care if they'll grant me asylum. My heart can't take another second of this. Lost my composure there. Abby. Goodbye, Z. I'm sorry, David. I failed you. I failed Abby. I failed everybody on this island. Maybe everyone in the world. I'm so sad. I can't take this. I should probably just go with her, shouldn't I? Who did this to you? Who did all of this? It was a fucking mutiny. But how did this start? Who's the rat? Oh, hey, Mizzlebip. Mizzlebip informs you she found this on the body of one of your mutinous clowns. She meekly asks you if you could have any idea what it could mean. I can't. The picture. It's a Halloween costume. That's incredible. Never mind. I'm not going anywhere. Later, the sun has gone down, and Abby's house is all but lost to the fire. But not before you and Mizzlebip rescued some needed equipment and retreated to the horse barn. You've hooked up the satellite internet dish and router to a portable power source. Mizzlebip offered her phone's backup battery, which still had enough juice to power the setup for a while. This allowed you to spend some time catching up online with what just happened. You communicate with others on the island who've rigged similar setups. It's as you thought. The government blew the underwater lines that power everything here. They detonated the bombs on this side of the water, which means there could be any number of operatives deployed, not just the ones you and Mizzlebip took out. You find it utterly contemptible. The CIA? They're up to their old shit. Embedding agents in enemy countries, engaging in subversive activity, trying to topple governments from within. You should have known this would be the play. You just didn't think they'd be this blatantly aggressive, this soon. They're breaking the treaty a lot earlier than you thought they would. Well, that's a decision that will come with a steep price. You scrap all your plans. Everything about the carefully plotted annexation of Martha's Vineyard, all your patient long game stuff, every bit of it is going in the garbage. You're about to start winging it. During this entire campaign, you've always felt at your most powerful when you're improvising. When your survival instincts are kicking in. That's when your enemies have always had the most to fear. And tonight will be no exception. You begin relaying messages to everyone on the island who has a connection. You tell them to get the word out wherever they can, that she's going to address everyone in person. You target the local high school, which has been vacant for months. You notice on the map it has a football field with bleachers. This should be perfect. By habit, you open your ongoing text message with Ring 3, but quickly close it. No use texting a bunch of dead clowns, half of which turned out to be traitors. You work your way further down the chain of command and give everyone the message to spread. Meet at the field at midnight. Light it up with whatever they've got. Headlights and bonfires. Mizzlebip will stream what you say via satellite. You will speak to your people when they need you most. You will speak to the entire world. Midnight. Your eyes scan the dark landscape for the high school. It's not hard to spot it all from a great distance. Looks like they got the message. The field is full of clowns fervently anticipating the arrival of their supreme honk effects. Even from 1,000 feet above, you can tell the atmosphere is electric. Little is more important than the skillful implementation of theatrics, as this nation is about to be rudely reminded. Cat! Bec Noir. The United States of America has begun its siege against us. They cut the power, shrouding this island in darkness. But does this football field look dark to you? You brought your own fire to the field, flooded the pitch with your high beams, and I can see you. I can see all of you, and so can the world. They actually believe this will work. They believe we will cower. They believe we will whimper, then snap at each other like dogs and fight amongst ourselves. That our resolve will deteriorate, that we will tuck our tails and run the moment we lose electricity. The moment we can't check our phones all day, the moment we're forced to log off. That is how much they think of us. That is what they think we are made of. That the moment we wonder about the future of our ability to eat, the moment we fear the walls will close in and their troops will storm our shores, they think our fear will cause our members to peel off, scatter and disband, while the rest of us watch our depleting ranks to get back in their boats and fuck off back home. But they forgot to take one thing into consideration. This is our home now! They believe we're afraid, but I'm standing in front of you all for the first time, and I don't see any fear here. I see only determination. Don't you understand how much they tip their hands? When they show how much they think we will fear them, it's for one reason only. It's because they are the ones who are afraid. They project their fear onto us because of what we stand for. They project their fear of what we stand for onto us, and because they see their own fear in us, they presume we will shatter under the very kind of pressure that they know would shatter them. You hear how they talk about us in the corporate media? You see the stories, the contemptuous tone, the fucking finger wagging? They look at our gatherings from their aerial footage, spying on us from the safety of their studios, insulated by their enormous salaries. And they judge, and they scold. They say, look at these fools. Shouldn't they be sheltering in place like the rest of the country? Shouldn't they be getting ready to vote in another hollow election? Shouldn't they just be going home and restoring the country to the very sense of order and comfort that was fucking lost? The order and comfort that never even fucking existed? But look at our situation. What choice do we have but to gather together when faced with our own annihilation? How convenient is it for the rich media personalities and political hacks to sit there in hypocritical reprimand, telling us we all need to stay apart when their own genocidal response to this pandemic has shown us all how badly the vermin who hold the power need to be overthrown? There's this lame fucking landmark in America, a place kids go to on field trips to see, pretty close to where I grew up. It's called Plymouth Rock. I remember what I felt when I went to see it, and I thought, that's it? It's tiny. Fucking tiny! You picture the Rock of Gibraltar or whatever. Things only like 6 feet wide. It's a pitiful little pellet. And that's exactly what it reminded me of. Like a fucking BB. A sad little iron ball. Like something a rabbit would shit out. Shoved into an ancient musket. And fired the fuck across the Atlantic Ocean. It embedded itself in the flesh of this land long ago, making a faint pockmark that could have healed quickly, but there was one problem. This pellet was laced with poison. It seeped through the veins of this land, gradually, east to west, surging up and down through vast arteries like the Mississippi. It put rot in this soil, and we were born onto it, forced to walk it, and pretend the land under our feet isn't in agony from the atrocities wrought by this poison. That's all I could think When I was a kid on my field trip to that little rock, I kept asking myself, why was this ever enshrined? But today, finally, it makes sense to me. Its enshrinement is a glaring acknowledgement of the shallow moral basis for the so-called American experiment. The size of that shitty little pebble symbolizes the moral strength of this nation's settlement and subsequent conquest. Celebrating that rock is almost like an American in-joke, and the punchline is that there is no moral basis for the establishment of this nation at all. The foundation on which America was built is diseased, rotten, and the absolute brink of societal collapse is where this fool's errand got us. I see that little pebble, and I see a fucking Grinch heart. And no matter how much Whoville sings, I promise you, this is one heart that'll never grow even 1 inch bigger. So fuck that pitiful rock. But this whole island, this is our fucking rock. It's a billion times bigger, stronger, and rooted deep in the ocean. It's not fucking going anywhere, and neither are we. The revolution we begin today has orders of magnitude more clarity and righteousness than whatever the fuck was on the minds of those raggedy, murderous settlers who washed up on these shores so long ago. Good timing to be talking about Plymouth Rock right after fucking Thanksgiving, huh? So I want to make something fucking clear to whoever's listening out there. In no uncertain terms, I am now declaring it is our intention to completely and utterly destroy the United States government. We will replace this vile, corrupt, imperialistic farce known as American democracy and replace it with a mode of governance that is not intrinsically predicated on centuries of terror and genocide, and one that instead meets every need of its people without excuse or compromise. What has this nation really given you? What do you have to show for your unconditional allegiance, your patience, your sense of duty, your votes, and your good faith? All of it was rewarded by what, exactly? A choice between 2 demented, corrupt, babbling, elderly rapists? Your lifetime of devotion has earned you the honor of existing in the one nation on Earth which has far and away the worst conceivable response to a global disease which may as well have been an advanced version of the fucking flu? These liars, frauds, con artists, and charlatans who fill the ranks of the media, corporations, political parties, and government. These are bastard weaklings who you would continue to simp for? Enough! Give up on this failed state once and for all, and join us as we rise up. To all in the government who would try to suffocate us on this island, who fear me, who want nothing more than to crush all of us here and be done with it, know this. Not a single soul on this island is who you have to worry about anymore. Who you must worry about now is everyone else in this fucking country. We are everywhere. We are pissed. We are resolute. And we will fucking destroy you. We will burn the apparatus which keeps all of you rich and powerful. We will cast those ashes into the sea. And we will rest at nothing until we have completed our mission. Jubilites of America. Jubilites of the world. Make yourselves seen. Make yourselves heard. This is a war I may have started, but tonight I am trusting all of you to finish it. You've put enough distance between yourself and the football field revelry that you suddenly notice the silence. It's a disturbing silence. A loud one, like the one you noticed that fateful night 4 months ago. The noise made by the ominously humming well of satanic potential. The noise you can never hear unless you think to listen for it. And by the time you notice you're listening, it's too late. You can't stop hearing it. And once you're tuned into it, you begin noticing other sounds you can't be sure weren't there before. Like the sounds of distant aircraft becoming less distant with each passing moment. Were those military planes cruising there before? And what about those? There's always aircraft probing your island. It's nothing new. Did your speech change anything? Are these ones closing in? Are these the ones that will finally end it all? Listen more closely. You can't tell. All you hear is the damned silence. The humming in your head going on and on since you made the mistake of noticing. The devil is humming a quiet little tune at you, almost like he's just been amused, and you doubt he's ever found much cause to express pleasure unless many, many people are about to die. Z? What the fuck did I just do? End of chapter 8. Chapter 9 of 9. A sword and a crown. I need a quick break before I get started on this. I'll be right back. Won't take very long at all. Time for the end of Psycholonials. The sword of Damocles has come to rest. Did you just get here, Maravis? Well, I'll give you all a quick recap. Z was planning a takeover of Martha's Vineyard, an annexation. Mizzlebip as their second-in-command. But during that time, a sectarian group of Jubilites attacked. They killed so many people. The entirety of Ring 3. Most of Abby's house was destroyed. Even David Hasselhoof didn't make it. So, Abby left. She's just come back. And Z, in Abby's absence, organized the entire remaining Jubilite assemblage left on the island, brought them all to a high school football field, and delivered an unhinged screed about how it's the Jubilites' time now, declaring open war and discussing the symbology of Plymouth Rock, a pebble about 6 foot across, a pellet lodged in the flesh of America, delivering poison straight into its veins. And as she walked away, she noticed the stadium was silent, and she looked up to see bombers flying overhead. No longer the same recon craft. It's entirely possible that everyone is about to die. And here are the last moments. Z is kneeling rather, in a graveyard, where she and Mizzlebip landed the helicopter in which she arrived. And she's crying, wondering what the fuck she just did. I thought you left. I was going to, but I couldn't leave you behind like this. Abby, I think I fucked everything up. That fucking speech I just gave. Yeah, I saw it. Wow? This was never the plan. I was never gonna do it like that. I think I just fucked the whole country. There's gonna be a huge civil war or something, and this island. Oh God. Everyone here is going to die. And it's all my fault. I don't know what to... I can't breathe. Abby, I think I'm having another mental breakdown. But instead of ruining my own life, I'm taking everyone in the world down with me. It's okay. It's okay. Just try to breathe. We can think of something. You should just go. Save yourself. I couldn't bear to see you get bombed along with everyone else. Just go to South Korea and marry the rat monster or something. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to help you through this. Honestly, I don't know what can be done at this point. I might not be able to fix this. The whole situation is probably going to unravel very quickly. All I know is, this is so bad for you, Z. It's been hurting you, and even if you stayed and tried to lead everyone out of this mess, I don't think you're in the right condition for that. So, what are you saying I should do? Think you need to take care of yourself. This is way beyond either of our ability to control now. If you keep trying, I think it's just going to destroy you. And I couldn't live with myself if I let that happen. Are you telling me to just give up? And go with you? Yeah. Please come with me. Whatever happens next, I don't want to do it alone. But I can't just leave. Everyone's depending on me. If I just fuck off, that'll, leave this insane power vacuum, and all hell will break loose. All hell already has broken loose. But the amount of chaos that my absence will... You're hyperventilating again. This has to stop. Look, Z, I am going to fix this for you, but you have to trust me. Can you do that? I don't know if... Yes! Please, Abby, fix this. I'm so fucking scared. Okay, then give me those. Hazelbip. Here. These are yours now. Z is appointing you as the new Supreme Honk-Effects of the Jubilite movement. And best clown. Z is going to text you all of the login data for all the important accounts you'll need to run this operation from now on. Won't you, Z? Yeah, okay. Once you have everything, it's very important you change all the passwords as soon as possible. This is all your responsibility now. You've earned our trust, and we know you'll take it seriously. Come on. We have to hurry. I had a jet ready to go before I decided to come back. We can probably still catch it if we move fast. But I don't know if I can go to Korea. Don't you see, Abby? It's different for me than you. If I run away, I'm probably going to be hunted for the rest of my life. I made so many enemies that want to kill me. And we have no idea if your K-pop boys will be able to grant me immunity. Well, who said anything about Korea? We don't have to go there. We can go anywhere in the world. Like somewhere more remote. Just bury yourself somewhere and forget all this. Like where? Anywhere you want. Pick another island further away. We can run away for real this time, like you were originally trying to. Anywhere. Even Fiji? Yeah, Fiji sounds great, but we really have to go now. The sooner we go, the more likely we can avoid getting shot down by military aircraft. What if they track us? I already made plans with a pilot. We're going to switch planes in Bermuda, then head west and switch again in Hawaii. After that, it was headed to Korea, but we can easily change the final destination. Now come on, I'll drive to the airport. Okay. Just give me a second. Supreme Honk Effects Mizzlepip. We're all counting on you. I know you won't let me down. Godspeed. Time to go. Best clown. The choice. choice. True successor. The cat mask. Between your 3 flights, you spent almost 24 hours in the air. You swapped planes at each stop to cover your tracks. Abby set it all up in advance. She chartered the planes, made the payments, and you were off. Your nerves were high on initial takeoff, for fear that you might get shot down. But military planes never even came near you. A simple passenger jet, taking off in the darkness, heading southeast. Maybe it wasn't worth their time. Or maybe an invasion was never even imminent at all. You took off west from Bermuda just before daybreak. You swept across a burning nation and rode the edge of dawn all the way to Hawaii. The sun outpaced your plane across the sky by a bit, making for one long sunrise following you on your journey. A lovely view, but you slept through most of it. You were very tired. You landed in Fiji sometime in the afternoon. You didn't know which airport, or even which of the roughly 300 islands that comprise the nation. All you know is, it's a beautiful day, and as far as you can tell, hardly anyone here could give a shit about the clown revolution that's consuming the rest of the world. To bypass COVID-19 travel restrictions, Abby arranged a series of ludicrously expensive bribes in advance, while you were both still in flight. Then, once off the tarmac, to clear customs, she produced 2 fake passports out of thin air. One for each of you. You wonder how long she's been preparing for a getaway like this. How long she's been scared enough to think about such things. You feel so bad. You acquired a car, and now drive around the island a bit, with no destination in particular. Wherever you go, you're half expecting to see signs that the global unrest has seeped into society here as well. But there's none of that. Just people living their lives. Strange how the crazy thing you started was simultaneously a global movement that's currently ripping the world apart at the seams, yet also a bubble. As if it was just something you always had the power to log off from, and the moment you do, it starts feeling like all along it was a hot mess of nothing much whatsoever. As if the litigation of the entirety of human civilization was little more than a tempest in a teapot you set to boil a few minutes too long. You find an unattended beach so you can unwind before you decide what to do next. Before you ask yourselves, what even is there left to do? What's happening out there? Or do I even want to know? A ton of crazy shit. Where do I even start? I guess all I'm wondering is if it's as bad as I think. I have no idea if it's even bad. I don't think anyone does yet. We don't really know what the consequences of this global shakeup will be. I get that. I just mean, war is bad, generally speaking. I'm trying not to read anything about it, because I'm worried too many people are going to die because of this. There doesn't seem to be much reporting on that yet. The entire country seems to have broken out into a bunch of localized turf struggles. Is there even a country anymore? If you're asking if America has fallen, not yet. Not officially, at least. I think American media is in denial about it. They're all like, I'm not owned. But America is fucking owned. There's probably no going back from this. Back from what, though? What are all these turf struggles? The entire US has splintered into a patchwork of regions under Jubilee control. Almost the entire Pacific Northwest is seceded territory. I'm not even sure if the government is trying to challenge that secession yet, since there are no reports of forces entering that region. Like, the US military is huge, but the reality of all-out civil war is also huge, and I think it's impossible to realistically contain the whole thing at once, no matter how big the military is. So it looks like they're focusing efforts on keeping the rest of the map from disintegrating, putting out all the smaller fires everywhere. Look, CNN has a map of all the regions claiming independence, which they keep updating. But I think this is a conservative visualization. My guess is corporate media is doing its part to tamp down on this. Keep everybody feeling like it's not as big a deal as it looks, and it'll all blow over soon. But I don't think it'll work. You can't really bullshit your way through subduing a revolution any more than you can with a pandemic. Especially since other nations are getting involved in fortifying the revolt. Reinforcements are flowing into the northwest of the Socialist Republic of Whimsify. What's that? That's what they call Russia now. Oh my god. Yeah. So now troops from that nation, and probably a bunch of others, are gathering on what was formerly American soil. Reminds me of how we started importing our own rebels on the island. Once we did that, there was no way for the government to reverse the trend without causing a nightmare scenario. Speaking of which, what's happening in Nantucket? Or, excuse me, New Whimsify? Well, the good news is the island never got bombed like I was afraid would happen. At least as far as I can tell. But on the drive to the airport, we saw fires everywhere. Yeah, I think that was all from localized skirmishes, not from an outward assault by the military. results of factional infighting, which were probably sparked by the CIA's weird covert op. But the actual US military never launched a full invasion nor bombing campaign. Not yet, at least. My guess is they're still hanging back and waiting to see if the CIA coup would just... Coup? Yeah, my bad. Would just get us all to tear each other apart on the island and do the work for them. So they don't even have to invade or bomb. Which... sort of what happened, actually. It sure seems like it. I wonder if their drones were spying on the insane battle that destroyed my house. Oh, I'm sure they did. The CIA guys back in DC were probably all high-fiving over it. But also, I suspect the main reason the government is reluctant to outright bomb the island is they're all worried about it being seen as like... bombing a holy site? Something that would incite more radicalism and rebellion than they're already dealing with. They probably want to keep New Whimsify as a chip to play later. How? I think it goes back to that treaty I signed. They may hold out hope something like that is still possible. Like, get the rebellion under control and say, look, you idiot clowns, you can still have your stupid island, if you just fucking stop. But I think that's naive. This is a lot of toothpaste that you can't put back in the tube now. I'm sure my crazy speech seriously alarmed them, and it definitely sparked this rebellion, but now that I'm gone, they're probably hopeful that another leader can be reasoned with. You mean Mizzlebip? No. Mizzlebip's dead. What? She was apparently assassinated. Happened sometime while we were flying over the Pacific. Was it the CIA? I don't think so. It looks like there was a different coup from within. A new guy has claimed the title of Supreme Honk Effects. It's some clown I never even heard of. Here, look. Professor Chucklefuck? Who the hell is that? No idea. Ring 3 was totally wiped out in yesterday's coup attempt. So this is probably just some bozo a little further down the ladder. He saw his shot and took it. Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. Shit's just completely off the rails now. Are you sure this isn't part of the CIA plot? The fact that all those agents were involved at all makes me really suspicious. Yeah, there's something about that. Can't really put my finger on it. Oh, what? It was fucking weird. Never really added up to me. On the plane, I couldn't stop thinking. Who would cover CIA... Why would undercover CIA agents be carrying badges that just have CIA printed on them in big fucking letters? I guess so they could prove that's what they were to each other? But think about it. These are supposedly the best in the business. If you go undercover, I don't think you're supposed to have any signs of your true identity at all. Guys get, captured and tortured over shit like that. It just seems... amateur? And the fucking photo. What about it? Hang on a minute, I need to check something. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god! What? Look! This dude is the first fucking photo! In the Google image search for CIA agent stock photo. God damn it, Mizzlebip! Wait, you're saying Mizzlebip faked the CIA badge? I think that's probably what happened. I don't think she pulled it off a body at all. So, those weren't CIA guys? I mean, probably not? But do the math here. If she printed out a badge to fuck with me, then suddenly the only piece of hard evidence I had to suspect a CIA coup in the first place was a fake! They were probably just a bunch of guys she managed to rope into the mutiny. I bet they didn't even realize she was framing them as agents. Oh god, then she just ended up helping me gun them all down. That conniving bitch! Wow. Are you really sure about this theory? It all seems so confusing suddenly. I mean, no? I'm not sure of anything now. Another possibility could be that there really was a CIA plot, which Mizzlebit knew about somehow, and she just opportunistically manipulated the situation and let me know about the plot at the exact right moment when she was sure I would react in the way she wanted. If that's true, if there was really a CIA plot brewing, I wonder if the CIA thought they compromised her because she let them think that. To let them believe they had an agent on the inside so she could keep playing both sides of the fence at once. That way she could get intel from CIA people on what they were planning, while still having access to all our inside plans. Damn, what the fuck? Who was that clown? I thought Joculin was bad. Joculin had nothing on this bitch. Well, yes, she certainly was a next-level type of snake if she actually did everything you just said. But she's dead now, so I don't think this is actually worth getting all that stressed about. I know, I'm just... it's so frustrating. To think I let myself get hoodwinked out of my own shit. I just got prank-sissed myself. What a fucking idiot I was. Ha 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 ha. See, I found this badge. It says CIA on it. Does that mean anything to you? Whoa, thanks, Mizzlebit. Great detective work there. I can't believe what a gullible fucking idiot I've been. Hey, try to relax. Remember, this wasn't about you getting tricked out of your leadership position. This was about you making a decision to do what's best for your mental health. It doesn't even matter that more lying assholes were plotting against you. In fact, it just proves you did the right thing. You really needed to get out of that snake pit while you still could. It was killing you, remember? Yeah. I know all that, Abby. This was the right move, but it's just gonna hurt for a while. Even it was for the best. I worked hard on all that. I put so much of myself into it. And it just turned into whatever the fuck just happened. It will get easier with time. We're so far away from all that now, and you can just ignore it. Well, it's a complete train wreck. I'm not sure I'll be able to look away from, even if I wanted to. Because it's my train wreck. Why would I ignore it? It's basically my life's fucking work. Are you saying I could completely tune out? I think it'll be okay to check in with the progress of the world sometimes. You don't have to completely tune out forever. Once you're feeling better, we might even find it fun to watch. Try to focus on the good things that came out of it. It'll be like a crazy show happening on the world stage that we can sort of follow as spectators for the rest of our lives. And if there are good things that come of it, you can take some satisfaction in that. I just don't know if I can have the same level of detachment from it as you. Treating it like some show or whatever. It's not a show, it's the fucking planet. It's billions of people's lives. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm not trying to trivialize what we did, really. Part of me is so relieved for us to be out of that situation. I'm just looking for any silver lining I can find. Well, that's fine for you, but frankly, this was all my shit, not yours. And I'm not looking for, coping methods or self-care bullshit to pull me through this. I just doubt I'll be able to fully shrug off my complicity in whatever happens next. Mainly, I just hope some good comes of it. Who knows? Maybe I actually did destroy capitalism? Maybe. We'll just have to wait and see. I feel funny thinking about that. About examining what I actually wanted to see result from this. I think it's forcing me to look at this a little closer. Try to figure out why I was doing it. Sitting here now, it sure doesn't feel like it was about making the world a better place. It was probably just the only way left I could think to express myself. After years of pain and trauma and running away from shit. Mostly it was a lot of anger. At my parents. At all the aunties who terrorized me. Almost feels like it was about everything but doing something idealistic. I think that tracks. The need to share things with the world like art or any kind of content, it can come from a lot of crazy places. It's not like my influencer stuff was about anything principled or worthwhile to the world. I think I just enjoyed the idea of having so many people care about what I was doing. I don't even think there's anything wrong with just admitting I liked the attention. It was fun! Yeah, it really was. For a while at least. Until it got nuts, and possibly ruined human civilization forever? Come on. No, it didn't. I mean, yeah, probably not. In the end, it's just another one of humanity's many upheavals. In the grand scheme of history, maybe these moments are a dime a dozen. It's just that we happen to be living through it. Not even to speak of being directly responsible for it. So excuse me if I may be inclined to wax philosophical on exactly whatever the fuck it was that just happened. Like, was it good? Bad? If it's bad, why? What went fucking wrong? I feel like I've already been asking myself these things for weeks. But, it's as you said. It's your shit, not mine. So what do you think happened? I still think we were right about everything. We were right to start this movement. Right to revolt against our shitty, horrible country. Right to take a stand against capitalism. Right to say the imperialist origins of America and lots of other countries are the root of most evils they currently face. Most of all, we were just right to fight. To stop rolling over and taking whatever shit they fucking gave us. What went wrong was, like, everything else. Like, what? Like, these fucking people. These snakes and interlopers. Saboteurs, clout chasers, power grabbers, liars and backstabbers. I mean, I get it now. Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima gets it. He's so proud of her right now. All this left-wing shit I've been ranting about isn't wrong on its merits. It just usually goes like this. These infuriatingly stupid fuckers all get together, and the natural configuration they all gravitate towards is a bunch of circular firing squads. Over and over and over. Yeah. That's exactly what kept happening to us. So you think it's really like a universal thing? Not just something we fucked up? I don't know. Maybe. I saw stuff firsthand that, like, I kept asking myself, how many other assholes in history were dealing with exactly this shit? Or watching things unravel for the exact same basic reasons, even before there was social media? How much of the attraction to our movement was propelled by all the weird attention-seeking narcissism that cloud chasers think they need so badly? Literally, Hideo Kojima. All of this is just Metal Gear. This is just Metal Gear! But weren't those kinds of clout-chasing dynamics in play during other periods? Like, fame, power, and influence are all kind of the same, no matter what period you look at, or what the platforms resemble. How can that sort of mass vanity pouring into a scene not end up perverting movements like ours, warping it into a sort of sleazy racket, like Militaires Sans Frontières, like Diamond Dogs, like The Will of the Boss? Not even a money racket, but worse somehow, like a fucked up ego racket. And wasn't I just as much to blame? Where was the point? I stopped being able to tell the difference between fighting for a just cause and feeding my own ego as the supreme honk effects. I could probably think on it the rest of my life and not be able to tell you when or how that happened. So you don't think this spun out of control because, we went too far or it got too violent or anything? You think the real problem is the natural incoherence of such movements was always bound to inevitably surface. Because people are just nuts and jump into it for all the wrong reasons? Yeah, pretty much. So what do you think the solution is? Well, if I knew that, I sure wouldn't be sitting here on this beautiful fucking Fiji beach. Maybe it's good you don't know then. I don't know. If I had to take a stab at it, maybe the problem was really just me. Aw, come on. No, it wasn't. Nothing at all would have happened without you. I don't mean me personally. I just mean a leader, in general. I believed in what I was doing, but putting myself at the center of it was all fucking my brain up too much. And so it fucked up the whole movement, too. Maybe there shouldn't even be any leaders. I guess maybe nothing would ever really get done, if that were true. But at the same time, man, the whole cult of personality thing really fucking sucks. Yep. I don't know, Z. Call me crazy or overly optimistic, but I'm still hopeful everything will be okay once all these revolutions settle down. I still want to believe humanity can figure things out for itself if given the chance. Maybe all it needed was a little push. A push only you could give it. I'd be more than willing to just loll it off, like you, and say, yeah, this was all a big goof gone too far. But there's a creepy feeling I can't shake about this. What? It's not like all this shit came out of nowhere. These dreams I kept having. What if it wasn't just my disturbed brain making it all up? What if Riotous was real? Anything's possible, I guess. What would it even matter if he was? Did I just inadvertently help an alien colonize Earth with a bunch of batshit clown philosophies? Am I the useful idiot in another insidious imperialist campaign, but I was too stupid to realize I was his pawn because I was caught up in the idea that it was all coming from me? There are a lot of ways you could decide to worry about all this, but this one seems pretty out there, to be honest. I don't know. I don't really think they were just dreams, but they may not have been literal messages from an alien either. Maybe I can't explain what I mean. He could have been a product of my deranged imagination. But there are times when I would catch myself dozing and jump out of my sleep with a sudden terrifying thought that he might be the one who's dreaming of me. That's a much crazier and more paranoid thought than if you just wanted to believe he was a real alien. To save your sanity, maybe you should just believe he's real and not worry about it? What would even be the harm of that? So a clown talked to you in your sleep and convinced you to help him take over the world by proxy. With, clown lore instead of ships and guns. Kinda cool, actually. And it also sorta lets you off the hook. If you were under the influence of some sinister alien force, then no matter how this keeps playing out, it wasn't due to your bad intentions. Regardless of my intentions, imperialism is still bad, right? No matter what form it takes. That's one of the things I kept hammering in my manifesto. Practically all the evils on Earth right now seem to stem from it. The further back you trace everything. Hell, isn't what we're doing now just more colonialism? What? Sitting here on this island? Yeah. Moving here. Just another couple of Westerners invading this island paradise in the Pacific because I just thought it sounded cool. Like, this is basically how that happens, isn't it? Little by little until indigenous populations are displaced and native cultures are conquered. But that's not even why we're here. It's not a vacation, and we certainly didn't do it because we thought it was cool. We're basically fucking fugitives now. We have to live somewhere. Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's just how it always was. Nobody can ever relocate to somewhere else in the world without passively participating in something vaguely evil. But most of those people could hardly stand to stay put where they were either. So, what are they even supposed to do? The whole history of the globe is just a long chronicle of hysterical people running away from shit. Away from the persecution of assholes, or the problems of their own making. It's hard to even blame all those Europeans for running across the ocean to get away from the plagues and famines and shitty kings ruining their own countries. But the more they piled onto the new continent, the more they turned it into a huge graveyard for the people they were visiting. And if that wasn't enough, then they set up shop, put in bright neon lights telling the world this is the place where all the good shit happens. If the vibes of your homeland are rancid, come here. We gentrified the place already. Buried all the squatters we found when we got here. Now you can do whatever you want. Go nuts. And that marketing effort worked. Kept bringing more and more people in. People on the run from their pain and traumas. And once they arrive, they just perpetuate the misery that came before, while simultaneously becoming fresh victims of it. That's what's so weird about it. You run away to a new country to find a better life and just become complicit in the evil of its original settlement. Yet you also become a victim of its false promises. You got lured by its bait, and then it runs you into the fucking ground with all the other bodies that were sacrificed to serve this lie. My parents were just another couple of sacrifices, enticed to America when they were young and running away from shit. They took the bait, and the nation utterly destroyed them. If any country in the history of the world deserved to get fucked up this badly, it was ours. Yeah, I've felt the same way at times, but it wasn't as personal for me, obviously. Just a thought I had every now and then, maybe due to feeling guilty for having so much. I wonder if people in other countries end up feeling the same way about wherever they're born. Like, this is just the worst place on Earth. Someone needs to come along and fuck it up. Maybe. All I can speak to is where I'm from and how I felt about it. I dreamt about them, actually. Huh? My parents. While sleeping on the plane. Yeah? It's the first time I dreamt about them in a long time in a way that wasn't horrifying. Like some stress dream about my mom or some ghoulish body horror about my dad. It was very peaceful, actually. They said they were proud of me. Oh, well, you certainly did do something noteworthy. Bet they really would be proud. Yeah. Probably not the way you might think. When I said America destroyed them, I really mean that. It got my dad chasing some idealized version of capitalist success that he could never quite catch. And after it so hard, his health fell apart, and he dropped dead. Then my mom went insane, and so did I, kinda. They had all their broken dreams riding on me. And when I self-destructed, the final hope of realizing success through a family legacy died too. And finally, my mom got finished off by a disease our psychopathic country had no ability or even desire to contain. So when they told me they were proud of me for doing what I did to America, it's not because I managed to reach levels of success they never could. It's because they wanted revenge. Well, if that's what they think you accomplished, I don't think anyone can argue with that. All I know is, no matter what it is you accomplished, whether it was fucking up America or making a super popular clown-themed Instagram account, I'm proud of you too, Z. Actually, Abby, I was thinking of just going by Jen now. Oh? Z is the name of a fugitive and a war criminal, probably on wanted lists in most countries. Oh, the captions changed her name back to Jen immediately. It's also the name of an angry teen. Someone programmed by our crappy country to feel ashamed of where my family came from. Conditioned to cooperate in that erasure, or to even, want to help our nation overwrite the cultures it absorbs. It's the name of a kid who resented her parents. But the only reason I resented them is because the country fucked them up just as bad as it fucked up me. And I took the brunt of the stress and madness that caused for them. Jen is the name they gave me. And I don't hate them anymore. What? Oh, nothing. It just feels nice to hear you say all this. I'm just here to listen. And hold your hand. What the fuck? Huh? It says Professor Chucklefuck is dead. What? Already? Yeah. Looks like yet another fucking assassination plot. But he just took over. God damn it, there's some other girl claiming Supreme Honk Effect status now. Sugarberry the 7th? Are there 6 other Sugarberries? At least. There's an informal registry of clown sonos. Lots of people end up picking the same names by coincidence, so the registry tacks on Roman numerals. I didn't even know that. God, it's all so much to keep track of. Yeah, they love it though. People end up embracing their numerals. It makes them sound more legit, like a bunch of self-important fucking clown popes running around. I guess nobody did that with our names? Nope. The registry blacklisted ours. Everyone in Ring 3, actually. Oh, shit. Is this bitch serious? What? I'm seeing comments around indicating that other jubilates named Sugarberry are ending up dead. Oh, for fuck's sake. Is she already going for, a worldwide Sugarberry purge? I guess so. What an absolute fucking dumpster fire this all is. Yep. I'm telling you, the cult of fucking personality. If any of these bozos are holding their breath waiting for a good clown to rise out of all this flaming circus wreckage, I think they're going to be real disappointed. I hate this. I know it's frustrating, but we don't have to be looking at any of it, you know? What? It's just so ridiculous. The idea of blocking it out. I mean, I guess you're right. Because what the fuck else is there to even do now? It just seems so incredibly American of us. What does? Ignoring it? Yeah, making a royal fucking mess of the place. And then washing our hands of it all. As if to say, well, not our problem anymore. That's true, but if you keep looking at it, at least in the short term, all you're really doing is torturing yourself for no good reason. I know. It's so hard to fully tear myself away from it, though. I keep thinking of what I could have done differently. And how much there was riding on getting this right. Like, seeing some of the pitfalls in advance, like the treachery and insanity of others. Sure, you could have had more foresight and dodged certain bullets, but think of it this way. If you were better at that kind of stuff, it would have just meant that you were trapped in that scene much longer. I guess so. Some leaders manage to stay in power for a long, long time. But that's probably only because they get really good at always looking over their shoulder, identifying who the rats are in advance, and dealing with them much earlier. Like certain types of dictators or old Roman emperors made an art form out of staying in power by doing anything imaginable, no matter how nasty, just to keep themselves alive. But how is that any way to live? What does that do to your soul? Probably just slowly destroys it. And you have a good soul. It would be so sad to watch it slip away. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Of course I know all this. I'm just still kind of venting about this huge earth-wrecking debacle that also happens to be entirely my responsibility. And you keep it's so shitty for me to even be frustrated. The completely insane amount of patience and understanding and compassion you show me, no matter how much I fuck up. I don't even understand. I suck so bad, Abby. What the fuck could I ever have possibly done to deserve so much support from you? Why do you keep acting like it's worth spending so much energy trying to save me from my own stupid shit? You know why. I think maybe I've been doing a lot of stuff to you that's unfair. Been constantly so far up my own ass about, world affairs and managing my circle of clown idiots that have been callously blowing off your feelings about, everything. I feel like I've fucked with you so much. Taken your trust and friendship for granted. Someday I think I owe you a good conversation about how I feel about a lot of things. Like us. If you think there's nothing inside me when it comes to that, it isn't true. I'm still so emotionally blocked by all this stuff. I'm still deeply and profoundly sad about everything I just left behind. Like I let something incredible slip through my fingers. And combined with everything else about my past that hurts, it leaves me feeling broken inside. So I really want to do this. I really do want to talk to you about all this. But it may take a long time for me to heal enough to do that. Does that make sense? Yes, I understand. I think I always knew that's how you felt. I never wanted to push it. Just know that I'm here for you, anytime you feel ready to open up. Take all the time you need. I'm not going anywhere. Where would I even go? We already ran away together. The rest is up to you. Your eyes return to the cynically magnetic pull of your phone, the little rectangle that's always been the limitless portal to the most maddeningly stupid and terrible things you'll ever read in your life. It just happens that now the stupid and terrible things were mostly caused by you. As the new Supreme Honk effects, it looks like Sugarberry the Seventh is trying to take the cake. She's working hard on making a bigger mess of things than you ever could. Some of the things you're reading about her almost seem like they can't possibly be true, but somehow you don't find any of this hard to believe at all. You really hope this psycho bitch kicks the bucket soon, just like her short-lived predecessor, and you have a feeling she probably will at the rate she's going. You check CNN's map again, which appears to be in constant flux. Various regions are changing shape, size, and color all the time. What is even happening? The revolution is spinning out of control. Would this still be happening if you stayed? Or would you have managed to bring some semblance of order to the rebellion? One thing you know for sure is this. None of this would be happening if you hadn't given that insane, impetuous speech. Maybe the only conclusion you can draw with any confidence is that losing your cool carries a cost, even if you do happen to be right about everything. You can't stop thinking of all the things you could have done better. You turn it over and over in your head. It's draining your energy again, filling your spoons, making you tired. However much sleep you got on the plane, you guess it wasn't enough. You begin to wonder if you could go to sleep for the rest of your life and still never feel fully rested. It's time. Finally, you made it. I said we'd meet again soon. We've met before? Ha! Not really. I've been speaking to you in the margins of your awareness for a while. We've been having a pretty good time, actually. Me, in your sleep. Me, you in your sleep, and a whole bunch of others. Us. Others? Who? Oh, just a bunch of fucking eavesdroppers. Nosy motherfuckers. Curious interlopers. A vast peanut gallery of sorts. An army of total clowns, bigger than even the one formerly at your command. Okay, I don't have the slightest fucking idea what you're talking about. What about Riotous? What about him? Where is he? He's gone. Are you? Yeah, right. You know who I am. You said it yourself once. I am Z. I am the successor to Riotous, Lord Queen of the Jubilees. And you could be the successor too. I'd say you finally qualify. But with that title comes the responsibility of making a real choice. Maybe the first real one you've ever made in your life. It isn't too late, you know. Are you saying I should go back? I'm not saying you should. I'm only saying it's not too late. All of it, everything you worked so hard to build, it's all still there. You think they wouldn't welcome you back with open arms? You think they wouldn't go apeshit for your triumphant return? You see what's been happening. The chaos, the power struggles, the splintering of the movement. Can you even imagine the euphoria that every Jubilite in the world would feel if you rose from the ashes to reclaim your throne? I've thought about it, but Abby and I... Who do you think you're talking to? As if I'm not perfectly aware of how you feel about her. But she's only immortal. She will slip away someday, just like all the other simps you have dancing at the end of your many strings. Whereas you are faced with an opportunity. A chance that only one in untold trillions of people across the galaxy ever get to have. You could be a goddess on your own planet for all time to come. You could then achieve legendary status as Riotous did on many other planets of your choosing. You could instruct new successors, sculpt them in your image, push their worlds to even greater heights than you achieved on your own. You could have immortality, stitching your name into the fabric of the universe itself. You could live not in a fragile, infinitesimal human body, but in the realm of dreams, of the ephemeral, yet eternal. You could trade what pitiful clout you've earned online for the clout of vast interstellar populations who would worship you for countless generations across unfathomable expanses of time and space. All of this would still be yours. And it's just sitting there, waiting for you to take it back. So, think it over. You could do all the crazy shit I just said, or, you could just be happy. Lol. So you're putting this to me like, I need to make a big choice here. But I already flew on a damn plane. I already got on a damn plane and flew here to get away. Didn't I already decide? I don't know. Did you? You're the one dreaming about it after all. Which must mean you're still conflicted. A dream is just the mind continuing to struggle with a question even while the body pleads for rest. So given that I finally have your full attention, and you now appear to be rising to the occasion as a true successor, why don't we try this one last time? Try what? What the fuck is all this? I guess you missed out on all this fun we had. You were kind of busy. But now, you're ready to unlock these. Everyone's been waiting for this moment. Well, go on. Open them. So, what is the point of this again? Is this supposed to help me, decide what to do? No. Not help you. It will enable you outright. The choice is before you now. What? What are these? These represent the duality facing you. A sword and a crown. So if I pick the sword, I go back and fight? No! You still don't get it, do you? You just aren't smart enough yet. But you can become as smart and all-knowing as me someday. If you make the right choice, that is. Whatever. I don't care about being as smart as you. I just want to know what the fuck this is all about. So, the crown there, I pick that and I reclaim my throne? I go back and become the supreme Honkafax and everyone loves me for it? Yes. The crown embodies a renewed commitment to your responsibility. Finishing what you started. The glory, the infamy, the immortality and infinite adulation across the cosmos. All that I have mentioned and more. It can be yours again, with a simple affirmation of this choice. And yet, if you look carefully, you will see it is not an ordinary crown. It is many times heavier, and its edges are razor sharp. It will draw blood and presses into your skull. The weight it applies to you, just as the many feet pushing on your once quaint little colony, will mostly serve to perpetually remind you of a different reality. The one where that weight could have been lifted. The reality where you chose to be free instead. So then, the sword that represents this freedom, how exactly? It's like I said, Jen. You could just be happy. You could be free of it all. Dispense with the grandiose altogether. Leave the forefront of your revolution to those still stricken with a thirst for power. But never be so naive as to not understand. That an abdication of this responsibility, the failure to take on what you started and see it through to the bitter end, it will always carry a cost. It may not be felt right away. It may never be felt at all. But the decision to wash your hands of the blood you've spilled to come this far manifests itself as an invisible sword that will dangle over your head for the rest of your life. Maybe this weapon will drop swiftly, but there would be a certain mercy in it. Or maybe it will remain suspended in the sky, creeping downward almost imperceptibly until the day you pass away peacefully in your bed. The point is not that it will drop. The point is that it is there, and you will always feel its presence. Such is the true peril in choosing what you perceive as freedom. So go on. You've waited long enough. It's time to reward your patience. What will you choose? Wait, I don't know if I... Excuse me, Jen. Were you under the impression I was talking to you? You is a funny word, isn't it? A simple pronoun. They've always been so tricky, haven't they? As a clown gender individual, any pronouns may apply to you, a single person. But all the same, many people at once can fit into the single pronoun, you. Just like a clown car. How many people can fit into the clown car pronoun labeled you? Millions of clowns? Billions? When I was addressing you, I was addressing them. And now, they'd all like to have their say, Jen. Who are you to deprive them of this choice? What? You know what the fuck is up, Mira. You know what the fuck is up. God. No. God. Damn it. Fucking no! Ah! Why are you resisting? The clown car has made its choice. Shouldn't you feel grateful to have the burden of this decision lifted for you? No matter. We can just try again. As many times as it takes if you insist on being stubborn. What the fuck? Looks like our clowns really want to go with the sword. Anyway, you're still resisting. What's up with that? Wow, they really want to run with the sword. And yet, you still put up a fight. I don't get it. Isn't this what you wanted? Didn't you want to be a successor? Fuck you! Incredible. They really, 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 really want you to choose the sword. That is some absolutely unreal consistency and dedication shown by, all things considered, a massive group of complete idiots who have no vested interest in your well-being or personal agency. Are you sure you really want to let them all down like this? The power of hope. Stop trying to tell me what to think. Bleh. Bleh. Blah. Oh, it's happening. Her roots are growing out. Percy the pony. Look at these two lesbians just being gay on the couch. Oh. They have a horse. I'm not crying, you're crying. Oh, was that the death of Caesar? These are so many famous chew toy waffle port. Panama pork pie. Has been assassinated. Soda Jerk Thundernut has been assassinated. Pillbox Mumblebitch has been assassinated. Cowboy Britain. Poodleboink Aristotle. Pancake Jehoshaphat. Atrocious Lorenzo. Ribbons Rigatoni. Some sick references. Goodbye, Ribbons Rigatoni. Magpie Straw Slut. Bratwurst Fuss Budget. Weasel Shoe. Fez Deerstalker. Bowler Van Meecher. Beat Pooty-Muggle. Stovepie Knuckle Rump. Turtle Burger CDXX. Yogurt Whistle Tits. Wow. He even predicted Pete Buttigieg running for office. That's funny as fuck. And there is the end of Psycholonials. Thank you for coming to the stream. Sorry this one was a bit of a long one. But it's over. And I absolutely feel differently about that ending than I did the first time. Thank you for coming to the stream. I'm very happy that I went back to this at the end of the day. This game has officially earned a spot back in my favorites, honestly. I don't know what else to say. It's just... It's good. It's fucking good. Read Homestuck. I'm gonna keep reading Homestuck. My next stream is tomorrow. Act 4, Part 1. And I am 100% more trans and more gay than I was then. So I'm really happy I went back and replayed this. Thank you everyone for being a part of it. And, well, it's all going up on my YouTube, on the unlisted, playlist, but the link is posted on my Twitch channel, if you want to find it. And if you need me to send it to you, just ask. I might even just list it because I'm sick of how annoying it is to try and get people to find that link. Kind of seems like Twitch isn't doing the greatest job of hosting it as a link, so who knows. But, yeah. Thank you. Someday, with a better recording setup and whatever, I might go back and redo this. That might be like a fun little tradition. I don't know. If I ever remember to. Probably going to be nothing but reasons to remember to. This seems like something that would be fun to do every 4 years. Which, let me actually check. Because... holy crap. A lot of people responded to my review. It says you've played an additional 12 hours. Would you like to revise your review? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that later. But, if I played this game 4 years ago exactly, that would be the funniest fucking thing. I posted that... Wow. Last year. I was Jenny then. I just felt... it was a lot longer. Holy shit. That was almost exactly last year. November 7th. What? Oh my god. That's... I don't even know what to say about that. Only a year ago, and... I wasn't even streaming then. I didn't know anyone that I'm currently talking to. My life changed so much in just 12 months that I thought that was 4 years. Oh my god. That doesn't even math out. How could it have been 4 years if the pandemic was in 2020? Oh my god. I have aged 4 years in 1 year. Oh my god. Well, thank you all for being a part of this demarcation of the passage of time. I am going to officially revise my review. There's definitely stuff about this game that I would take issue with. Yeah, right? Oh my god, I actually am, though. Fuck. Ah. I can't believe how much happened this last year. I was in such a bad place when I wrote that review. I was already actively suicidal. I didn't even realize. A month later, hell, I was already dreading going to Thanksgiving, which just happened. And shit happened on that Thanksgiving that permanently fucked me up. That holiday season, I tried to. And then I survived, and I started streaming to pass the time, and I started streaming, and I met some people, and my life has changed so much. I'm so much happier now than I've ever been. I can't. I doubled my playtime. I played for 12 hours this run, and I played for a mere 6 last time. That's... Thank you. I'm happy for me, for once. I feel good about myself. I feel fulfilled. I feel like there's a possibility of a future where good things happen to people, and I can be one of them. I know there's always going to be a sword hanging over my head, but that's okay. I don't care anymore. When I played this game 12 months ago, for half the time that I spent this time, I chose the crown. Because I didn't believe there was a happy ending. I didn't believe you could just walk away from that. I rejected it outright. And this time I chose sword without hesitation. No matter what the mouse was trying to do there, I wanted to be free. And I feel it. I cut all of that out of my life. So many people, so many things. I had such a mental breakdown. My god. An ongoing one for months. And I lived. I am unbelievably happy that I lived. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. for seeing me possibly at my best self I've been yet. Thank you. I hope this is the beginning of something really excellent. Thank you all for sharing it with me as well. I'm gonna do a lot of streams from here on, obviously. I've got if I can just switch the focus here real quick. Is it gonna show it? It's not gonna show it, is it? It's gonna get mad about showing it. Oh well. It doesn't matter. I have Pester Quest, I have Hive Swap Friend Sim, I've got both acts of Hive Swap. I'm obviously finishing the stream of Homestuck. And that's just a start, you know? Where it goes from there, who knows? I'm just doing this because I'm having fun, and occasionally I get to have really wonderful moments like these. So thank you for sharing it with me. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. I guess I should raid someone. Get a chance to recover my composure a bit. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope to see more of you going forward. I'm glad I'm here to see everyone now. Thank you so much. Hope you have a good weekend. I was born stupid, but I will not die hungry. Thank you for being here with me while I struggle.